It's time to play some stuff. What on earth am I playing? It's like cartoon Skyrim. Just add Fuss Roda. This, folks, is Stormheim, one of the new zones in WoW Legion, and you're watching Play Some Stuff, as we have some fun with this new expansion that is reminding me of Wrath of the Lich King, which is precisely what I want it to do. And to make things even more fun, Hawkford! And wrong button. Getting used to the new NVIDIA GeForce experience here, which has recently been upgraded. Unfortunately, it steps on the toes of the Alt-Z to hide the UI. But anyways, Moonkin Druid. Hawkford is my Alliance Druid. Replaced Irwin, the Night Elf, once we could make Worgen into Druids, and of course, who wouldn't want to play as a Boomkin? Go around this game looking like a runaway sports mascot, and having this stupid dance that, of course, the companion pet does too. Of course, the Moonkins didn't come up with this on their own. They got it from the ogres, of course, and I've transmogged the balance staff into the key of the plains and put a fire enchant on it, so it looks like a giant fiery key. And of course, this guy has a motorcycle too. Because what kind of game would this be? What kind of MMO would this be without immersion breaking whatever? What? It's a Moonkin on a motorcycle. Get over it. And I ticked someone off already. Oh, so terribly sorry that I rode a motorcycle in your Viking encampment thingy, whatever, madame. Well, I guess we can show you now the new special ability that the Druid, Balanced Druid artifact gives you. It's new moon, half moon, full moon. And it works kind of like this. It's still on full moon mode. Boom! Just drop the moon on somebody, why don't you? Yeah, I forgot I had it on moon mode, but yeah, you got your little new moon, and she's dead. You have your little new moon. Let's kill another one of those things. You have your little new moon, slightly bigger half moon. They hit harder than your normal attacks too. And then, let's just drop the whole effing moon on them. You got mooned, madame. Not killed, though. That builds up astral power, which you can use for Star Surge, which is an instant for balance. If you are a not-so-moonkin in the other specs with balance affinity, you have a cast time, and then you just rotate your spells to get a DPS rotation from range going. But as you can guess, this runaway sports mascot is one of my favorite characters in the whole game. Just didn't do a lot during Warlords because I was too busy with all the characters that did well during Mists of Pandaria. Goodmane, Lockhart, and then Smita with the new Discipline model was very much ascendant in Warlords. Now this is Stormheim, easily my favorite of the new zones, not just because of the obvious resemblances to Skyrim, but also the resemblances to Howling Fjord. To understand that, we have to turn back the clock over 5 years and give you folks an idea of the starter experience in Wrath of the Lich King. There were two zones, Howling Fjord and Borean Tundra. Basically, I always preferred Howling Fjord over Borean Tundra, for reasons which I shall now explain. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't quite approximate the experience of early Lich King, but I can turn the liquid detail back all the way down to bring the old the old water engine, turn that back on. Howling Fjord was this great Viking-ish zone that seemed like a coherent whole. It felt like a completely different experience compared to what we had just gotten done with in Outland. There were waterfalls, ambient wildlife. There were waterfalls, there was ambient wildlife. It really felt like a place that, it had this coherency to it. It didn't feel slapped together. We were just coming off of Burning Crusade, where Outland had a bit of a random color scheme something or another splotched together. The greens that you got from the quests, people said it was clown armor, and for good reason. Made you look like all different colors, like some kind of clown or something like that. And then we came to Lich King, to Howling Fjord, and it felt like an actual place. And if you were on this side of the continent of Northrend, you would finish up Howling Fjord and then move on to Grizzly Hills, which was even more awesome and felt more like a place you would actually want to visit. Grizzly Hills, aka Grizzly Hills National Park. And there are actually grizzly bears that you could fight. But again, just the whole look of it all. If you've ever been, this actually could look like an actual park that you might visit at some point. Right on down to the trails and the tree stumps, and you could just smell the cedar if there was smell of it. Well, very, very nice place. This is the kind of zone that people would miss. Go first person. This is the kind of zone that people would miss after they unfortunately had to leave. If there was ever content leveling elsewhere in the game besides the Legion content, I definitely would love to take some characters through Grizzly Hills, even if it doesn't make lore sense for them to do so. I keep hitting the wrong button, because the new G-Force does Alt-Z, but I'm trying to turn the UI off here. I gotta get used to it being Alt-X now. Oh, look at that. Bears fishing in the river. It looks even better if we turn on the Cataclysm water engine, but I'm trying to approximate what it was like in Lich King to go through this zone. But indeed, too bad the zone was infested with Worgen back before, well, we met the Gilneas Worgen that joined the Alliance. These are the ones that you fight no matter who you are. And of course, who could forget the Hunting Lodge and the infamous Outhouse quest, with the outhouse that remained usable after you completed the quest. So yes, folks, if you ever wanted to go to the bathroom in a video game, well, it's a joke. Blizzard had this thing for poop jokes in just about every expansion leading up to this one. There was the Digested Caracoli quest in Nagrand, in Burning Crusade, and there was the Outhouse quest in Lich King. So, with my best case scenario being that Legion is a new Lich King in terms of how engaging its content is, I'd say they're off to a very good start. If Stormheim is Howling Fjord 2.0. And then there was Borean Tundra. Compared to Howling Fjord and Grizzly Hills, this zone was a joke. It was hot springs and water and random wildlife here and there, and hunters and poachers and the walrus folks over in that village over there. It looked too much like an Outland zone with different colors. And indeed, the colors do kind of mix together. There's even a spoof of PETA. And if you kill an animal, you get animal blood for 3 minutes, and they will kill you on sight if they see the animal blood, unless you wash off in the water somewhere. You got oil and salt and... yeah. This could have been an Outland zone with a palette swap, or a color swap. Compared to what we had just come from in Burning Crusade, it just wasn't interesting. You eventually could do the zone just to say you did it, but in terms of feeling like a coherent place that seemed like it was worth visiting in the game, not so much. I hope it's showing up right now. I think even Minecraft can show more detail than this. It's just a dreary patchwork zone with different things going on that don't seem to go together all that well. Azuna is the zone in Legion that I would associate the most with this. Even the colors are kind of similar now that I think of it. I think I've seen some of these colors in Azuna so far. But yeah, this is Borean Tundra, aka Boring Tundra, aka the reason why you always wanted to start in Howling Fjord. So, back to the good stuff now, with the Howling Fjord 2.0 known as Stormheim. Just like in Howling Fjord where you had the surf on the harpoon thing, you have a grappling gun so you can get around a little easier even though flying's not in the game yet. Of course, it looks funny when the Moonkin uses it, if I can get a good shot. There we go. It's like this game's answer to the hookshot in Zelda, basically. So, what we have to do is, I'm not actually doing stories too much yet, because I want to gear my characters up. And with 3 leather wearers, that means that Hawkford's leatherworking skill is the first thing that we need to boost here. So, the last thing to get is some more of the storm scale stuff from these storm dragons right here. Let's get some stuff here. Let's play with the moon attack. New moon, half moon, here comes the full moon. I swear, that full moon attack, it's like the World of Warcraft answer of the Meteos spell in the old Final Fantasy games. Take out another one of those things. Use the leftover astral power to shoot him down that way. Don't forget to weave in the moon stuff too. Worst comes to worst, jump and shoot. Aw, he glitched. Looks like we got... It was the trinket that summons those wargs. Got him stuck in midair. Woohoo! Glitches! Except I don't have some green character like the AVGN to come out, oh, you glitched! And he'll reset. Alright, it was those stupid wargs that are part of the trinket or something. That's quite alright. Let's wait until the... Oh, he's on the other side, too. Yeah, that'll screw it up. So let's see here. So I'm not even doing stories, because you can do the stories in any order. I'm here to level up professions, get the leather wearer some leather gear, in which, of course, we'll let the demon hunter, the blacksmith, make some plate gear for Mr. Goodmane, and, of course, Smita does tailoring and enchanting. We have everything covered. Let's drop another moon on that sucker. One of the interesting changes for Legion is that damage casters, I think mages might still have mana, but damage casters have moved away from mana to some kind of build-spend system. So for balanced druids, aka boomkins, they have astral power, as opposed, and of course the elemental shamans and enhancement shamans have maelstrom abilities, shadow priests have insanity. It's kind of funny that after all those years of using mana, the resource system for all the damage casters is now more akin to a warrior's rage, even though they're still casting stuff. I'm going to use my little Batman gun here, and let's see if this Drake has number 20 on the storm scales. And of course, I am transmogging the artifact weapon. Boomkins are still fun, although Starfire is now Lunar Strike. It still hits like a truck, though, under the right circumstances. But playing the playing the old pendulum game with that old balance meter, yeah, that was never fun. So that's out. So now it's more like, you know, just keep things interesting, keep mixing things up in order to do more damage. Kind of sort of what the Windwalker monks do nowadays. Alright, I'm going to jump down on here, but flap your wings like a lard-ass chicken is still in this game. Doubles as a water walk, too, if you want to be a little bit faster over water. A lot of these abilities that used to be taught by glyphs are now available through study books in your various quartermasters. Okay, there's the guy that's shaping the hide shaper I'm looking for the leatherworking stuff. Let's moon him. I mean, drop the moon on him. From indoors, nonetheless. It's quite different from all those druid abilities requiring you to be outdoors. Alright, dive, Reichel. I want your leatherworking patterns. Normet leather piece, stamped with Reichel markings. Because, you know, you learn your mad leatherworking skills from... Alright, who are these guys? That is the actual story. So let's go to the druid place, where you can embrace your inner tree hugger and be as hippie as you want to be. As you'd expect from druids. Actually, let's go first person and shut off the... Didn't get it done in time. By the way, widescreen artwork on the loading screens. Now, enjoy the beautiful scenes of nature. Embrace your inner tree hugger. Find the center of your whatever. And enjoy the scenery with the wild animals and the flowers. At least until some douche blows by on a motorcycle. Just like in real life, this game can get at least something kind of realistically. This is the Dreamwalk area. It's like a cross between World of Warcraft and that Flower game that was on PS3 many years ago. Nice and scenic, and also worth noting though, see the green portals? Those of you WoW veterans, you may recognize some of these if I walk up to one of them. And turn the UI back on. Feralis. Yes, that's right. This is the other side of all those world trees that the dragons used to come out of back in Classic. You can finally use those if you're a druid. I don't know if this is getting opened up to other classes as another teleportation system that's available through the world trees when the Emerald Nightmare raid starts up, because there's one of these that doesn't work yet. But all those green trees in the old world, as well as Northrend, you can go to them now if you're a druid. Nice to finally see what was on the other side of those trees all these years. And it makes me wonder, well, there is one piece that's corrupted by the Emerald Nightmare, that's corrupted by the Nightmare over there, so maybe that's where all the world dragons came from. It's just all these things, all of these missing pieces and loose ends that are getting tied up with this expansion. It's really awesome. And of course, the new one with the bridge is where you go to the hippie hall, I mean the druid class hall. 3 guesses as to what the druid class hall consists of. Did you say tree hugger hippie forest? If so, you were correct. Yes, that's right. Living trees walking everywhere. Oh look, the tree stooges, because your disposable, your troops that get used up, so to speak, with your missions in the order halls for druids are tree ants. So you hated those things back when they were a talent. Well, this is where you can get your revenge. But this laser turkey is going to find his way to Dalaran. Hey, yay, cool. Is that? No, that was that. It couldn't have been the Tauren. You can't help the other faction. Either way, you've got your mission map, things like that, but you have far less followers than in Warlords. So you give a darn about your champions more so than you would have your followers in the garrisons. That's not to say the Warlords garrisons are completely useless, but I wanted to show some actual Legion content this go-round. And of course, one of these days, I hope I can get all the balanced druids in here and we can have a giant dance-off in 1080-60. Whoops, forgot to dance with the little guy. Because that's what being a Moonkin's all about, being an idiot and just dancing. Although, not to say the other forums don't have dances too. Tree guy still does the twist. Bear still does whatever that is. Cat still conducts the symphony orchestra, as does old school travel form, still available via glyphs. Heck, even the stag form has some kind of whatever that's supposed to be. Boomkin. That's what it's all about right there. I wonder if the disco tree for the advanced resto talent has its own dance too. Of course, that's not a permanent form, so I don't know if it's even programmed in. Whatever, I don't take that stuff in the talent trees anyways. Let's get this laser turkey over to the skinning shop in Dalaran, and, HD Dalaran, and finish this quest. This is the part where we bust out the Moonkin on a motorcycle thing. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, someone else was doing the same thing with that super expensive Alliance motorcycle that costs 100,000 gold. Either way, HD Dalaran. For those people that have been saying, hey, I used to play WoW years ago and it looks better now than it did, but yeah, they've jumped up the engine numerous times. I know they've definitely improved something. Put the motorcycle away. I know they've definitely improved, they've definitely redone this engine a couple of times, because my 2010 laptop used to play Cataclysm on low mode, but the turd Shiva can't handle Legion on low mode, or even Warlords of Draenor on low mode. So yes, Blizzard has made this old cartoony engine dance, but Warcraft's style has always been rather cartoony. There's the engineering shop. We're looking for the skinning shop. There we go. Ah, that's what I'm looking for.
Hey there.
Are you interested in learning how to craft leather? No, I'm here to turn in a quest. Thank you very much. Investment opportunity. How's your search going? I found one. I beat the Viking up by dropping a moon on him indoors. Do-de-do-de-do. I think I can easily copy Luigi. And this is the improvement with the professions. The professions actually matter when you're not standing around in town, bored to death, crafting stuff all day. This is Blizzard's profession revamp, and it finally interlaces the professions with what you're doing out in the world anyways.
Greetings.
So you can do the catch-up stuff, and you can level up your professions by, well, you go to your shop in town to visit your trainer, but when you're out and about, But when you're out and about in the world, you can actually make progress that way too. And in a way, one thing not to do though is, if you don't like a zone, but you're going there for a profession quest, don't do the story quests. Just do the profession one and come back. Because maybe you'll get sent somewhere else or something like that. Or if you need more leather, for example, you can go hunting in Valshara or High Mountain or something like that. Those are also some interesting zones that I got to play more of. So yes, lots and lots of improvements to this game, even if it seems like they're kind of taking the easy way out by bringing back Dalaran. But we can differentiate this because the Lich King one is still there and it looks crappy. This is HD Dalaran and it looks amazing. Well, we'll do a comparison video some other day, or just poke it or just punch it into YouTube. I'm sure someone's done that by now. But Stormheim, Howling Fjord 2.0, I look forward to doing more questing over there and seeing if I can have this guy make some armor for all the leather wearers. As for the other stuff that's going on, like what I'm still doing with the Warlord's garrisons, those can wait for another day. Let's see if we can get both of these Moonkins here. Dancing at the same time without some idiot with a mammoth standing in front of the camera and ruining the shot. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by, and game on.